Blood on the River, page 35. Whilst we remained at this island, we saw a whale chased by a thresher and a swordfish. They fought for the space of 2 hours. We might see the thresher with his flail lay on the monstrous blows, which was strange to behold. In the end, these two fishes brought the whale to her end. And that was from Observations of Master George Percy. These islands are strung together much like beads on a necklace. Boys and girls, what kind of figurative language is that?
Simile.
Simile. How do we know that's a simile? We are using like or as our figurative language. Figurative is a figure of speech comparing two things using like or as. What two things were being compared in that statement? Write them down. Write what the two things are. Go back and look in the text if you need to. What two things were being compared in that simile? If you're not sure, go back and look in the text. You should go back and look on your own. Look for the information on your own. Like, do you see it? Go back and look in the text, honey. You should have it by now. Let's get going. Stay with me, please. Nice. Nice. As the author writes these kinds of figurative language, what do you think the purpose is? What is the purpose of just not saying there's a bunch of islands? Yes, you can understand it better. You can visualize it better. The simile in this case, these islands are strung together much like. That word like helps us know it's a what? Simile. And Blake, what two things were compared?
The islands and the necklace.
The beads on a necklace. Yes, beads strung together. So you can kind of visualize how they're all together. When we sail past one in a half a day, we catch sight of another. I sneak up on the deck. So often my back is sore from being smacked with an oar. But, do you guys know what an oar is?
Yes.
With an oar, use them if you're kayaking, if you're canoeing. Show me a motion of what it looks like when you use an oar. Yeah, you go like this, and you go like this. You go like this, and you go like this. Right, what do we call those things? Or what can they be made out of?
Wood.
Or?
Plastic.
Beautiful. Okay. Can you imagine being hit by one? Over and over? Yeah, but that's how much he wants to go see what these islands look like. He's just so curious and wants to get that fresh air. But the sky and water are so blue and everything's so new, I keep coming up anyway. It is hot. We boys and common men abandoned our shoes, stockings, doublets, and slops weeks ago. Now, even the gentlemen go round with their white knobby knees peeking out from under their long shirt tails. That's a good visualization. Can you picture those white knobby knees? It's not the most flattering visual, but you can definitely picture it. We anchored near the island of Guadalupe, and Captain Newport says take several men ashore to explore. While the boats are anchored, we passengers are allowed up on deck. And so I stand at the railing to watch the long boats glide through the water clear as turquoise glass. Give me another simile. Give me another simile. Write it down. Just read it. Remember, using like or as. I got you, Levi. Good. Another simile using like or as. Beautiful, Kale. Yes. Okay, yes, good. Go back and re-examine the text. What two things are being compared? Beautiful, beautiful. You got it. Wonderful. What two things are being compared? You got it. Circle the word that shows us, it demonstrates that it's a simile and not a metaphor. Oh, you already erased it? You can just write it. It's okay. Good. I don't know they used like in this case. Go back and check. Did they use like or the other one to show that it's a simile? Good. What two things were being compared, boys and girls?
Water and
Water in a glass. Yes. A strong hand closes on my arm and I startle. It is Captain Smith. Look, he says, pointing. A huge black form comes racing through the sea. Close behind it are two smaller forms. It's a type of whale, the biggest fish in the sea, says Captain Smith, and then he smiles strangely. It is being chased. The three fish disappear behind the Discovery and then reappear on the other side. What would chase a whale? I ask. Looks like a swordfish and a thresher's shark, says Captain Smith. We will see who wins. The whale surfaces and spurts out a spray of air and water. And that moment, the thresher rears up its tail and lands a tremendous blow on the whale's snout. The whale is stunned. He tries to escape, but the swordfish swims in to cut him. Bright red blood swirls into the clear water. The thresher lands another hard blow and another. The whale becomes confused and swims in circles. The swordfish darts in and out, cutting and slicing. Soon, the once blue water is murky with blood. Write a synonym for murky. Murky with blood. If you're not sure, go reread the text. Good. Yes. Okay. All right. I see what you're trying to say there. Good. Very good, Ian. Synonym, murky. It's murky with blood. So it was once clear, and now it's murky with blood. What would be a good synonym for murky? I'm thinking like a couple of you said filled in, or dirtied with, or blended with, or foggied with. Yeah. So it's no longer clear. It's murky. Like water sometimes gets on a stormy day when you're at the beach. The sand gets kicked up, and it makes the water murky with the sand and the sediments that come from that. Yes. Blurry is a great word for it. Do you guys see what murky is now? You pick that word that fills in as a synonym that still makes sense. And I'm at the very bottom, page 36. Everyone keep your finger on the page to show you're with me, please. As the whale slows, the thrasher deals more slamming blows, and the swordfish cuts again and again. Finally, the whale rises to the surface, spurts a stream of spray one more time, and then rolls over, belly skyward. Right at that moment, we know the whale is what?
Dead.
How do we know that?
Belly up.
We know what happens when a fish is belly up. Captain Smith has a satisfied look on his face, as if his regiment had just won a battle. You see how it is when you have left to the confines of England, he asks me. You might have been born the biggest fish in the sea, but the skill and perseverance of those lower born can take you down and destroy you. Somehow I know that he is talking about Master Wingfield, the biggest fish in the sea. I glance around to see who else is heard. I see Master Clevo glaring at us, and I wonder how long Captain Smith will remain unshackled if he keeps talking this way about the gentleman. Land ho! I hear the familiar shout. It must be another island. But then I hear more. Is this where we'll drop anchor, Captain, and take all the men on shore? Yes. Have the bosun ready the longboat. I ran up on deck. They'll be too busy now to catch me. That the day is a rare overcast one, and the sails reflect the gray of the sky. Keep your finger on your face. The Susan Constant turns. Sailors rush to pull on lines, and we are on our way, gliding into shore. As we get closer, I see all the trees. They've got huge green leaves on their tops, and their bare trunks curve upwards like fingers reaching for the sky. Write the two similes, please, with the two things being compared. And hopefully, as you're reading these pieces of figurative language, you're visualizing the author's descriptions. What two things are being compared? We are down there. So it starts on the bottom, page 37, and continues on the top of page 38. Beautiful, Reagan. Yes, Ian. Good, Isabella. Yes, good. Okay, it's look at the first word though. I think you need to go back and watch that. So fingers is one of the things. Fingers are being compared to. Go back and look in the text. Good. Good, yes. And you circled that word that helped us know they were comparing. Help us know it's a simile, like or as. Yes, yes, very good. Fingers are being compared to what? Fingers aren't being compared to the sky. What are the fingers being used as a comparison to show the what? Yes, good. Oh, and fingers. Okay, that'll work. So I'll read it again just to make sure we all see this beautiful example of a simile. They've got huge green leaves at their tops, and their bare trunks curve upwards like fingers reaching for the sky. I see a bright green and yellow bird fly from one treetop to another. Okay, go back. Don't listen to that last line. I want you to draw what you're seeing. Draw what you have visualized. Bottom page 37. So he's describing what he sees on the island. And you know they're in the Caribbean. So think about what you know, the Caribbean, what kind of trees that curve out with branches that reach like fingers. Are you needing another pen, Josh? What you need?
My arm's worn out. I got.
Let me see who has it right. Emily's nailed it. All right, pretty good. No, we're not drawing the boat, honey. We're drawing the tree. Remember, we're drawing the island on the tree. Reagan, fantastic. Can I use yours? Look at this drawing. This is similar to what Emily has. What kind of tree is that? Beautiful, Tessa. Great illustration of the author's depiction of these trees. Okay, let's keep going. I see a bright green and yellow bird fly from one treetop to another. Land. I wonder if I'll remember how to walk on it. Fetch the tents. Lower the longboat. Men, gather your belongings. We are going ashore. I gladly, very gladly, helped load bedding, tents, pots, and pans onto the longboat to be taken ashore. The Godspeed and the Discovery anchor nearby as well, and their men unload. This will be the first time since we left England that all of us, all 105 of us men and boys who are passengers and 3 crews of sailors will be together in one place. There are probably Carib Indians on the island, Captain Newport tells us, but we will give them beads and our soldiers will stand guard at night and we will be safe. I'm one of the last to go ashore. How come, boys and girls?
He's a commoner.
And he's the very lowest of the commoner because he is a child. Beautiful. When I finally stand on the white sand, it feels as if it is moving under me.